I am your vibes girl, Rosemary Langot, coming to you once again, wherever you are watching me. And as I told you before, that I'll be sharing with you some wow factors of my experiences from a child right up to an adult. And the title of that series is Wow, It Happened to Me. Let's get into the meat of the matter now and see how things go. Chapter 1, Being a Child. I am the youngest of 3 children and a Jamaican. We grew up knowing God. Attending church was a must. My mother was a professional teacher. She made sure her teaching skills were evident in the home. My father was a member of Jamaica's Special Constabulary Force, and therefore he was very stern on discipline. My mother taught at the primary school my sisters and I attended. This meant that we were under the close eyes of teachers and children. They expected us to set good examples. One evening, while walking home from school with my friend, she came upon a paper on the road. So she bent down and picked up the paper and realized that money was wrapped in the paper. So she started to get all excited on how she going to carry it home. So I said to her, no, you can't do this. You can't take the money. What happens if the person realizes that they have lost the money and start to backtrack? The best thing to do is to come home with me and let us speak with my mom, and you have to pass my house before reaching to her house. Now when I got home, we told my mother, and it's like a light bulb went off into her head, and she called my sister, and she said, I gave you money this morning to purchase something at school. Did you purchase that? And my sister said yes. And my mother said, so did you get back any change? My sister said yes. My mother said, okay, go for the change. My sister came back crying. My mother said, what's wrong with you? I lost the money.
What?
I found a big hole in my uniform pocket. It looked like the money dropped out of the pocket. So my mother turned to my friend and said, let me see what you found. And the friend showed my mother the money still wrapped in the paper. It was not yet open. But when my sister saw the paper, how it was wrapped, my sister's eyes lit up and said, that looked like it. My mother said to my sister, how much change did you get back? My sister told my mother. So my mother turned to my friend and said, unwrap the paper. And when she unwrapped the paper, my mom said to my friend, count the money. It was the exact amount of money that my sister had lost. It was evident that it was the money that she lost. My friend also agreed and handed over the money. But later on in life, maybe 20 years ago, I was in a supermarket and there was a customer in front of me with a trolley and a child. So as that customer pushed the trolley, and I realized that there was a good amount of money on the ground wrapped. So I touched the customer and I said, did you drop some money? And the customer said, no. Why ask? I said, you just pushed the trolley over some money. And the customer looked on the floor and took up the money. And I said, are you going to take it to the cashier? And the customer said, no. Why should I? I said, because it doesn't belong to you. It must be somebody who is shopping that have dropped the money. Can you imagine when they reach to the cashier and ready to pay, they realize that they don't have any money? And the customer said, that's not my problem.
What?
If I had lost my money, You think nobody would have come back, come give me my money? So I don't business who lose this. Me find it, me I take it. And I said, that's not fair. But I did not bother to continue the conversation because there was a young child, probably about the age maybe 6 or 7. And what example was this adult teaching this young child? I told the cashier exactly what happened. Some years ago, I was with some children, and one child stepped up and said, Miss, hey, look for this, and started to show me something. And she had her little sister with her, and the little sister said, Miss, I no fear you here. And the bigger sister said, yes, I feel me. And the child said, no, that is the little sister, you know. No, it's not for you, I don't feel you. I find you fine. Yes, the bigger sister said, me fine, so that means you feel me now because I'm me fine and I'm mine.
She not easy.
So I turned to the bigger sister. I said, where did you find it? Little one now jump in. She find it in a taxi, miss. I said, you should have given the taxi driver because the child might go back to the taxi driver. And she was adamant that a fear one no. Anyway, I said, you know, that's a form of stealing.
Tell her
she said, miss,
thief.
I call me thief. I call me thief. Me are not thief.
You're learning to
because
go on.
My mother find phone in a taxi already.
Where?
And my mother take that. So you want to tell me say my mother thief? I said, listen,
Stone and fire.
your mother is not just a thief. Your mother is a thief. She could have given the phone to the taxi driver.
Of course.
And until next time, tune in.